first thing you think about when you think about that? Besides Walt, I think it's the people.
Yep.
Because the talent that's been in Imagineering is incredible over the years and continues. And it's such a, has the reputation of being the elite in this business and should have that reputation based on what has been accomplished all these years. But it's the passion and the heart of all the people like you've been meeting here this weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we've talked about recently in your book, which thank you for writing and sharing that knowledge and passing it on. Yes. But it really came out of the diversity of talent, and that Walt wasn't afraid of difficult personalities if they had the right talent to contribute. And really, that's part of, I think, leading Imagineering is you really have to know how to get those people to be motivated to work together.
Well, I think that's, you and I have talked about this, is a big part of your job is being a casting director, putting the right people together. And Walt was amazing at that, and I've often told the story. I loved these two people very much. Mark Davis and the wonderful sketches he did for all the pirates and Haunted Mansion and Small World and Jungle Cruise, et cetera, et cetera. And Claude Coates, who was easily the best layout. He came out of background in animation, and he was easily the best background person. He laid out the Pirates of the Caribbean, laid out the Haunted Mansion, and so many other things. And these guys, they would not be caught dead going to lunch together. Really, and that's not a negative. It's just they were very different personalities, and they had different friends and different interests. But Walt somehow knew how to put people like that together, and you rub them together, and something certainly better than one person, and often better than 2 + 2. It's amazing.
And I think I see that all the time too, and we really try to build our teams with that unexpected diversity, I think, and it's always a combination of what I typically refer to as technical, although our technical people are so creative that it's unfair to just categorize them that way, with our classic designers and creative people. And I remember I don't know if you guys remember Lucky the Dinosaur, which used to be around here. Yeah, Lucky was great. So Lucky was a prototype audio animatronic that we were pushing ourselves to free the robots from the show floor and get them out into the parks to roam around. So we had to change everything, all the skin, go electric. And the most difficult part was the neck, and trying to get this neck to be able to be fluid and look organic and not shake or jitter and hold the head at the end. And we had Akil Madhani is a PhD, incredibly talented engineer, but we combined him with Brian Ty, who really comes up from, his father was a sculptor, and he doesn't have any technical learning or PhD, and it took both of them to figure this out. We sort of had a competition to see who would get the best neck, and Brian, because he wasn't studied and didn't even know at that time how to build models and computers and things, sort of went and tinkered and came up with this unbelievable linkage system that was really, I think, harkens back to the great, Yale Gracie and those kind of people. And it by far is the best way, but Akil but Brian couldn't have made it actually function in the park. It took Akil's math on top of that to come in and go in and actually make that model function. But it was really a great moment to see how they come together and worked off of each other.
I'm actually jealous of something, I have to tell you, Bruce. And that is, back in the early 60s, I wrote a line that Walt liked about Imagineering. It was that Imagineering is the blending of creative imagination with technical know-how. And the reason I'm jealous is you have so much technical stuff to be at your disposal today that we didn't have 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago.
Sure.
It's kind of interesting that we were talking earlier, and as the creative head of Imagineering, you can imagine the numbers of letters and from parents and kids that we get. How do you answer some of these questions? Because it's all about, I want to be an Imagineer, how do I do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I really firmly believe this. My answer is, you don't study a particular thing, you just follow your passion, because that is one thing that every Imagineer has in common, is they're there doing what they're passionate about. And whatever that passion, and by the way, we have, we always say 140 disciplines. I think we say that because we really don't know how many. There's at least 140 different disciplines in order to bring these parts.
Nobody really counts, though.
No one counts, we try not. But it's insane how many different opportunities there are, and actually, sometimes people bring things that we don't even think of. We've got Joel Torme, who's the master rock work creator in the world, and this guy did Cars Land and Tree of Life and Everest and Disney Sea, that wasn't something he was a sculptor from Hungary, and so it's who knew that would be a career path to Imagineering. So it really is just bring your passion and do what you love. Don't try to get pushed off into what you think people want you to do. It's follow your heart.
I always said, in writing back to kids particularly, I always said, learn as much as you can about as many things as you can. And when you're young, try different things, because I know we all think we know where we're going at some point when you're young, but we really don't. And if the right opportunity comes along, or if we get exposed to something different, it changes your whole attitude about a particular occupation or a particular opportunity. So really, young people should try different things and find out what you really are good at and what you really like. And I had an expression I used all the time, that if you're not having fun in the fun business, find something else to do with your life. Because why would you want to be in this business if you weren't going to enjoy it and have fun? And creating fun has to be fun too. I mean, it's hard work, and you have to be passionate about it, but it's got to be fun too. And if it isn't, then you've got to find something else to do. Alice Davis said something this morning that I really sparked to, because of my own experience, and that is that Walt was never interested in what he did yesterday. He was only interested in not only what he was doing, but what you were going to do next, because he was trying to stretch all of us. Yeah. And if you can keep stretching your people to say, that's a great attraction we did, but now we've learned that, we've learned some new things out of that. What's the next one? How can we jump to another standard, another level? And I think right now in the theme park business, with other people being more aggressive about it, you have an even bigger challenge, because there's other great stories out there that Disney isn't doing, and those are being done by a lot of ex-Imagineers, by the way. Almost every company has. We've trained so many people that are out and doing projects all over the world, and so that's a challenge continually. But if your people accept the fact that you expect them to grow, you expect them to go beyond where they were the last time, that's a wonderful way of living your life. If somebody said, I always felt that what Walt said to us, that what we did yesterday was never going to be good enough again. We had to grow. We had to be better. We had to learn more.